for many years, administered some medicines to him. And when I went to New York for the United Nations General Assembly, I kept track with what he was doing. And I told him,
and he wanted
I will come back.
to come and meet me in the
I'll come through Dubai. I will also do a medical checkup. But when I come back,
not feeling very well.
I want us to meet.
I will come home in the evening.
Because his health was very concerning to me. So when I came back, I thought I would meet him on a Saturday, or was it a Sunday? But when I called him, he told me, William, Bill, actually, I have gone to Malindi. The doctors have advised me to go and rest in Malindi. I will come back on Tuesday. So I told him, it's okay. Let me go to the farm. I will come back on Sunday. I will wait for you on Tuesday. On that Tuesday, Baba called me and told me he's coming. And he wanted to come and meet me in the office. I told him, because you're not feeling very well, you go home, I will come home in the evening. And that evening on Tuesday, kaenda nyumbani, Mama Aida akatupikia chakula, nikawa na ndugu yake Uburu, nikawa na msichana wake Winnie, tukakula chakula cha jioni, tukaongea, akatueleza sisi zote.
Sitaki kusema yale mengine kwa sababu sote tumeambiwa. But I must commend members of his family because they were always there for Baba, especially Winnie Odinga. Winnie, you are a special person to your father. You stood by your father. You were concerned about his health. You persuaded him to take his health seriously. I must also thank Ruth. Ruth Odinga, you were there for your brother. And Oburu kept calling. Mama Aida kept calling. But I want to say, it was not easy. Because when we thought Baba was okay, in fact, alikuwa amepigia watu wengi simu. Kuambia mimi niko sawa sasa. Madaktari wameniachilia, wamesema nirudi baada ya miezi 6. Wacha sasa niende nipumzike, nitapitia Dubai, nikuja nyumbani. Tulikuwa tunapanga kuja hapa Jaramogi Oginga Odinga on Thursday kwa ile investment conference. Lakini mambo yakabadilika, yakawa vile yalivyokuwa. So nikienda ofisini asubuhi, I remember it was about 6:40 or 6:45 there. Nikaona kwa simu yangu Oburu ameniandikia WhatsApp message, akaniambia my brother is critically ill. Nikampigia Oburu, kamuuliza, I thought we spoke to Baba and he was feeling okay. Imetokea nini? Akaniambia amepata information. So nikachukua simu yangu, nikapigia yule ambaye alikuwa ameenda na yeye. Akaniambia Baba is okay. Yeye pia hakuwa anajua. Nikamwambia hebu check. Nikachukua simu yangu nikapigia mwingine, akaniambia pia hajasikia. In a few minutes, like 10 minutes, Oburu akanipigia tena. Akaniambia inaonekana Baba ametuacha. He was not conclusive. So that's a few minutes after 7. After 2 minutes, Winnie akanipigia. Akaniambia, first I told her, please Winnie, don't tell me any bad news. But of course she said, the bad news have happened. My father is no more. And those were very, very difficult moments. Many commentators in the newspapers and in the media say this is a very big blow for William Ruto. Yes, it is. It is a very big blow. A few minutes later, we consulted with the family. I remember calling Ida. She could not talk on the other side. And then we managed to do the processes that were necessary. I got in touch with the government of India, and I requested them to accord our brother the highest support that they could. I must thank the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, who is a friend of Raila Odinga, for putting at our disposal, all the support, including military honors for our brother Raila Amolo Odinga. Lakini haikuwa rahisi hivyo. Baadaye jioni, tukishapanga vile watu wataenda kumchukua mwili wake, usiku Winnie akanipigia. Winnie akaniambia, Mr. President, hiyo ndege ambayo inakuja kubeba mwili ya baba, mbona inaenda Mumbai? Mbona isikuje hapa mahali baba yuko? Sasa wewe unanifanya nisumbuke kupeleka mwili ya baba saa hii usiku, ning'ang'ane naye niweke kwa ndege, na nimechoka, na hii kitu ni mzito sana kwangu. So I had very difficult moments there. Nikamwambia Winnie, najua sasa hii ndege iko na watu wengine wanaenda kule Mumbai, na turnaround yake tulikuwa tunataka kupunguza, but she could not take any of it. Nikawachana na yeye, nikapigia Ruth, nikamwambia Ruth, please help me manage Winnie, mwambie tuatulie kidogo, these arrangements we are making. But all in all, I must say the concern of the family, his children, the wife, his brother Oburu and all the others was amazing. Hapo katikati, wakati bado tunahangaika, nafikiri kama saa 3 hivi asubuhi, nimeona kwa WhatsApp Junior amenitumia message. Nasema wili ya baba inasema he must be buried within 72 hours. Huyu Junior amenitumia. And I am sending our lawyer to Mama to go and tell her what Mzee's will was. So hapo katikati sasa ikawa ni kizungumkuti. We are trying to balance between the will of the late, the reality of where he is, the requirements of culture, the state, the church. So there were tensions all over the place. That we are here Sunday to pay our last respects to Raila Amolo Odinga is an act of God. Na tunashukuru Mungu kwamba imetusaidia tufikishe hapa. Finally, as I must say this to the people of our nation, because this is the assignment that the Honorable Raila Odinga and I will mention who else were working on. Mumesikia Mama Ida Odinga bila ameongea. Amesema Raila was very concerned about our country and the state of our development. All of us know that Raila kept on telling us about South Korea, about Malaysia, about Singapore, and about those countries that were with Kenya 60 years ago. And he was very concerned that Kenya was still a third world country. You have heard from Haida herself. It was a major concern for the Honorable, the late Prime Minister. And wacha niwaeleze wa Kenya, the last 3 months, I have been engaging deeply with the former Prime Minister. And I want to say, when I first declared that I was going to run for president in 2005, among the people who encouraged me then, when it was not even thinkable that I would be anything, was Raila Odinga. The last 3 months, we sat together and we agreed with Raila. And I want to say here in front of his body, we agreed with him that we must do whatever it takes to get Kenya out of this third world status and move it to the first world. We sat down with this man here. Na tukakubaliana na huyu Raila Amolo Odinga mwenyewe akatumana yule Hino, Professor Hino akuje Kenya. Hino came here almost a month ago for us to agree on the plan that is going to get Kenya out of this mess. Nyinyi mnajua hapa Siaya sasa iko mpango ya nuclear energy, kwa sababu Raila alisema hatuwezi kuwa ni nchi ambayo tunaweza kusonga mbele if we do not have enough energy. And Raila proposed that we should at least generate another 10,000 megawatts. Let me say this because there is no other moment for me to say this when he is here with us. The same Honorable Raila Odinga agreed with me that we must extend the SGR from Naivasha through Siaya here to Malaba. He also agreed with me that we must extend a dual carriageway from Rironi through Nakuru, through Eldoret to Malaba, and also through Kericho to Kisumu to Malaba. And we agreed with him on how we are going to build a new airport and how we are going to expand our infrastructure. Haya ni mambo niseme mbele yenu, the late akiwa hapa. Na tukakubaliana na yeye tutawazungumzia viongozi wetu wa bunge tuanze kuelewana. Na nikakubaliana na yeye kwamba pia nitamtafuta rais wa 4 Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. And I want to say here to you, Baba, we agreed, me and you, that I would look for President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I booked an appointment. I sat down with President Uhuru Kenyatta, and we discussed what I had discussed with Prime Minister about the future of our country, how to think big, how to get rid of the average and the usual and the normal and the ordinary, so that we can stretch this nation to the extraordinary and to the excellent. And you remember President Uhuru Kenyatta, office, I sat down with you, I explained to you what I had discussed with my brother, Prime Minister, and I want to thank you immensely that you shared in putting this country together, eliminating division and tribalism, and making sure that we can forge a unity that would lift Kenya from a third world status to a first world status. Ndugu zangu waombolezaji, Mama Aida, I have discharged my responsibility to a friend, to a brother, to my mentor, a man I went to his school, Wengi walijaribu kuniambia ya kwamba Raila hakukuwa rais, kwa hivyo heshima yake ishushwe chini. Mimi nikawaambia hata kama hakuwa rais, he was the people's president. Na kwa hivyo apatiwe heshima ya kutoshana na rais. Ndugu zangu, mimi sitaki kusema kuzidi hapo. Nataka nimheshimu Mama Aida kwa kutusaidia kuchunga huyu kiongozi wetu, watoto wake by standing with their father, familia nzima ya Jaramogi for the contribution they have made and for allowing Raila to be part and parcel of many families, not just the Jaramogi family. He became part of the family of Kenya. Today here we have leaders from across Kenya who associate with Raila Odinga, who have been mentored by Raila Odinga, who are supporters of Raila Odinga. I must thank his security people, Maurice Ogeta especially. Thank you very much, Maurice, for standing with Raila always. I remember Maurice, in our days of ODM, this Maurice used to wipe our shoes when we came late from campaign. Maurice, I want to tell you, Government of Kenya, as we look after Raila's legacy, you too will stand guard with us to look after Raila's legacy. Together with all the other people who worked with Baba. To this community, I want to assure you that by God's grace, we're going to journey together in the footsteps and in the direction that our friend and brother Raila Odinga has pointed to us. And I will not betray the course upon which I have agreed with him. Asanteni sana, poleni nyinyi wote, rest in peace. Raila Amolo Odinga, our leader. Thank you very much.
One. Makofi tafadhali. Thank you, Your Excellency. And allow me now to just give the exit protocol before I invite the Right Professor Professor David Kodia to lead us in a closing prayer. Our exit protocol, and I'll request that the pallbearers, we can take our positions right now. We'll have the clergy leave first, followed by the casket, and then family and His Excellency the President. At the request of the family, it is a private burial. Kwa hivyo wananchi tunaomba ya kwamba tafadhali tutizame kwa runinga, tusiende pale nyumbani kwa sababu jamii imeomba ya kwamba iwe go. The rest of us kindly let's stay and watch it on the screens that we have. Reverend, kindly lead us in a closing prayer. Again, we'll have the bishop's lead, followed by the casket, family, and His Excellency, the President. Tuombe tafadhali. Tuongozwe na clergy. After that, we shall have the caskets, followed closely by the family and His Excellency, the President. So, if I may kindly request that the family, we may begin to make our way so that when the casket is being loaded, we are ready to get into the vehicles and proceed.
Ikwara mogia juang, akwayo ugi muolo, ni mondo wabeda kama wantiere no, wangi proceedings e TV, wawe mondo familia, odhi kendgi nikech kacha tin ok wanyal chopo wate. Akwayo gi muolo.
Well, Reverend Professor David Kodia, they are summing up today's emotional ceremony that has seen speaker after speaker eulogize the former Prime Minister as a man who put the country before anything else, starting from, of course, President William Ruto, all the way to the family members, just giving us an insight of exactly who former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga was and what he stood for. Every leader, of course, praising his ability to make friends, go back to the very bridges that he had crossed, but also ensuring that indeed this country stood in unity, even in most difficult situations. The procession now leads to Kango Kajaramogi, which is about 2 kilometers away from where we are. The pall bearers leading the way, closely followed by family members, and then lastly, what follows is President, then the rest of invited guests. Remember, this is going to be a private affair at Kango Kajaramogi. The family has requested, because of the space that is actually available at Kango Kajaramogi, just to allow family members, high-ranking government officials, and those invited to attend the ceremony, the private ceremony that will be happening there. That is the ceremony of interring the remains of the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. That has always been the case, even when his son, Fidel Macarius Odinga, died. It was just a ceremony of a select few who were allowed into that home, and that is mainly because of the space that is actually available there. Just take you through some of the things that have actually been talked about by the leaders who stood and spoke about the former Prime Minister. Talking about the political class, of course, describing him as a mentor par excellence, a teacher who taught most of them how to do politics, how to navigate through the murky field that is Kenya's politics, how to ensure that indeed they remained afloat. One of the key elements that have actually been brought to the fore has been that of the former ODM Deputy Party Leader Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya was pointed out clearly that indeed one of the messages that the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga told him was that never sever bridges, never burn bridges, and also there are no permanent enemies in politics, there are no permanent friends in politics. A mantra that the former Prime Minister lived by himself, and of course ensured that even in difficult situations, times when people thought that they will never talk to this politician or the other politician, he always had that opportunity of or that skill of mending fences and finding a common ground in terms of ensuring that indeed this country moves forward. The president, of course, moving the crowd with revelation of finer details of exactly what happened in the last 3 months. The president saying that he was concerned about the former premier's health, and he indeed asked the premier to seek the best available medical attention. And of course, there were a number of options, and eventually he decided that he's gonna go to India for treatment. He says, of course, in his wisdom and of course the powers bestowed upon him, he said that the government, he assured the family of the former premier that indeed the government will take care of any costs that are actually needed in terms of ensuring that the former premier is taken care of, and it was abreast on a daily, almost on a daily basis, of exactly what was happening in India and the treatment that indeed the former premier was undergoing. He also says that he also recounts on the day, of the fateful day when we lost the former premier. He says he received a call from Oburu Odinga, the elder brother to Raila Amolo Odinga, and then shortly after he received a call again from Oburu Odinga, and then he tried calling Raila Odinga's daughter Winnie, who has been by the father's side for quite some time. And then shortly after, Winnie called back. Shortly after, of course, it was very clear or evident that indeed we had lost the former premier. President William Ruto, of course, also revealing final details of the last moment engagement with the former premier in terms of just what he wanted for this country. He says the former premier, again in his true element, was worried about this country's position as a third world country. And one of the resolve they had actually made together with the president and the former president Uhuru Kenyatta was to find ways of ensuring that they moved this country from third world state to a better position. And he says part of the issues they had actually discussed on was infrastructure development and general development of the country. And he says that the former premier had actually sought the services of a former of a renowned professor, Japanese professor, who was to come and find a solution in terms of giving a structured steps of how the leaders and of course the government would actually find ways of ensuring that indeed this government, this country moved from its current state to a better state. President William Ruto also revealing that indeed that is a commitment he undertook to ensure that indeed is actualized. And key amongst the issues that they had actually discussed, he says, was the extension of the SGR from Naivasha all the way to Siaya and all the way to Malaba. He also says that the dueling of Rironi, the dueling of the road from Rironi all the way to Eldoret and to Malaba, of course also ensuring that it passes through Kericho all the way to Busia. Those were some of the highlights of the discussions, just to ensure that indeed the vision and the desires of the former premier were actually met in terms of ensuring that indeed this country moved to the next step. But one of the things that have actually been discussed here is the need to keep the country first. Each and every leader has spoken to what the former premier believed in, and even the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, saying that after they lost the 2017 general poll, and he thought that everything was actually lost. South Africa for a week, and he says that the message that constantly came from the former premier was about the need to ensure that indeed this country remained united, this country remained stable, that indeed he says that the country, the unity of the country superseded any other interest, according to Raila Amolo Odinga. Of course, we also heard from the family members who have told us who exactly Raila was from his childhood up until what we've actually had to see as Kenyans. The brother Oburu Odinga saying that they were very close in terms of just growing up together, very close association and everything. They were very close. But one thing that he remembers about Raila Amolo Odinga was his commitment to education. The other thing that he remembers about Raila Amolo Odinga was the fact that Raila Odinga, at a very tender age, didn't like injustices. He started showing from that tender age that injustice was not something that he would actually tolerate. And he cited an example where a teacher actually punished the former premier, and as was the tradition then, they expected that, of course, the former premier would stand up and say thank you, but he said, or salute the punishing teacher. But of course, that did not happen, and he said that will not happen. That, of course, was also corroborated by his sister Ruth Odinga, and many other leaders who actually spoke, just speaking to what the former premier believed in. Of course, the procession now is heading to the former premier, to the home of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, where the former premier will actually be laid to rest. He's actually going to be laid to rest next to his father's grave at Kango Ka Jaramogi. So I will hand over to my colleague Doreen Arange in studio. So then, of course, he takes over before we get to Kango Ka Jaramogi. And of course, my colleague Wycliffe Okechukwu, who is actually standing by in Kango Ka Jaramogi, will ensure that indeed we can actually find the best pictures and the best moments of what exactly will be going on at Kango Ka Jaramogi. Back to you, Doreen Arange.